Greetings to all family lovers. Welcome back to our second episode on parenting. You remember Mrs. Atim. I'm happy to host you again.
You're welcome, Christine. Thank you so much for hosting me today.
All right. So today we are going to be discussing our second part of parenting, which includes parenting small children from 0 to about 12 years. So that is the period of parenting we're going to be discussing, and we shall be discussing it under 5 major topics. Number 1, discipline and behavior management. Number 2, screen time and technology. And number 3, as emotional and mental health. Then number 4, education and academic support. And lastly, we shall discuss spiritual and moral plus cultural values to instill in these children as early as possible. As we know that early childhood development is the most important part. Actually, this is the most important time in the journey of parenting, because this is the time when we do character formation. We are very happy that you are tuning in. Stay and watch the video to the end. So, Mrs. Ati,
Yes, please.
how do we deal with these small children in terms of discipline and behavior from early age?
Thank you so much for that question. Now, with children below 12 years, one, you have to introduce your child to the good morals, like maybe praying in the morning, in the evening when you're going to sleep, you pray. That is one of the morals that, like, one of the things they have to learn. Then the other thing, greeting. These are normal things. If a child grows up knowing that, that child will be a good person in the future.
That is true. And I also think it's important for an exemplary lifestyle,
Exactly.
because usually children, during when they are growing up, they will do what they see.
Yes.
Okay. So if as parents you are personally also practicing this kind of discipline in your home,
Yes.
children will automatically copy what they grow up seeing. For example, if at home the adults or the parents are not greeting each other,
Yes.
the children will assume that is the norm, because ideally they are born with an empty brain.
Exactly.
Every child is born with a blank page. It's us who fill in what they will learn.
True.
So, what language you use at home? If you are violent at home in language and physically, if you speak, I don't know, immoral words or immoral language, if you're, not social, you don't have social courtesy and etiquette. I feel like this being example as parents and all adults who are living in the home, setting the example is also very important, because children always copy what they grow up watching.
True.
Yes. So you were still talking about
So I was still,
discipline.
yes, I was saying like greeting, praying, like you said, it is with the parents or as the parents to instill in them, because they are empty.
Yes,
They
yes.
don't know they don't know anything. So as they grow, whatever you tell them and whatever you also do,
Doing,
they
yes.
copy. You can even refer to the Bible.
Exactly.
God says, don't steal. God loves those who love others. God
Exactly.
says, share. Yeah, there's this simple language that you talk to them and they understand. I'll give you an example of somebody who is in senior 3 now,
Yes.
but he has grown up sharing with colleagues. Even if somebody came and said, please, Silver, give me some sugar. I don't have sugar. He will get a spoon and give.
Oh,
You see?
yeah.
Because he has grown up sharing.
Sharing
He knows
with
that they share.
friends.
And he's so prayerful.
Oh, that is really
You see?
nice.
Like if you miss out a Sunday not praying, he will ask you, Mommy, why haven't you prayed today?
Oh,
Let's
that's
go and
sweet.
pray.
That is very sweet.
Don't you have transport? Oh, what has made you, like, he wants to find out the reason that
The
has made
reason.
you not go to pray.
That
So
is
these
true.
are the things the child has grown up knowing that these are the, it is us to instill in them what life ought to be.
So how do we shield our children? Because there is being that in a home you're instilling good values within your children.
Yes.
However, you know how we live in community. So our children interact with other adults. So how do we guard these children from exposure to a certain kind of behavior we wouldn't want them to learn? Yet we are living in a communal kind of setting.
Yes, we see the things happen every day. Like
Yes.
now, when a child goes to school, the child will meet different people, different children from different society, from
Exactly.
different communities. So for me, I feel whenever you have chance to stay with your children, especially holiday time,
Yeah.
or like these ones who go to school and come back, the scholars, as long as you get free time,
Yes.
remind them, reminding it becomes like a song.
Yeah, and I think it's also important that we teach these children through action and example the
Yes.
values of humanity.
Yes.
All these values of humanity we always consider. For example, honesty, kindness, integrity, so that children, even through our actions and our words,
Yes.
so that the children grow up with all these principles of humanity, like the unwritten laws of
Yes.
human behavior to do good unto others. So what do you do when a child does wrong? How do you talk to them? Do you get out a stick? Do you, you know, what is the punishment? Is it detention? Do you deny them some screen time? Do you, like, what is the, anyway, I know it all depends on the age, because the way you discipline maybe a toddler is not the same way you would discipline a preteen. So what do you think is the best method to discipline these children?
Oh, thank you very much, Christine. Now, disciplining children, like disciplining children
When they have done wrong.
Yes.
Mm.
Children really annoy parents so much, and they disturb so much.
I get
Now,
sure.
we have various ways of disciplining children.
Yes.
One of them is sometimes you can get a cane. That is one of them. When it is now too much, when it has gone, like when it is too much, like the child doesn't listen. Like what? First of all, you can get a cane, but not a very big one. Just then, secondly, you can sit the children down, talk to him that what you've done is not good. Sometimes you can even you can omit or refuse to give him something that now me since I'd given a bought for you I had bought for you this shoe, so I will not give it to you because you did this. There's a way they will feel so offended. Tomorrow or the other day that child may apologize, then after you give that thing. Like I said, you try all avenues.
All avenues.
Yes.
Yes, it's important for parents to understand. I think there are about like 4 types of parenting styles. They call them parenting styles, and psychologists call them parenting styles, including all the methods you have mentioned, paternalistic methods, whereby you decide everything for your children. Then there are some children who are given some degree of independence to make some decisions at home. It is just there is no particular best method of parenting, that or being friends with your children is the only thing that works. It all depends on the situation and how your children are displaying behavior. So I think it's just striking a balance between all these 4 methods. You apply each method when it's applicable. You judge the situation and see whether you need to
And
have,
maybe, Christine, what I'd forgotten. You see, sometimes one of the ways of disciplining a child is making a child your friend. Yes, time reaches when, like, being cruel to them, being so rude to them doesn't work.
That's not.
Now, one of the methods is befriending them.
That is true.
Tell your daughter or son that whenever you get any challenge, be free with me.
Yeah.
Tell me so that you don't go astray.
Yes. I wanted to say that it's not just about disciplining someone when he's wrong, but it's important for parents to also embrace the culture of what? Praising children when they have done right. Compliments, giving children compliments.
Yes.
When they have done right. Let's not talk about discipline in only a negative way, that when a child does wrong, you do this. Or what happens when they do right also
What
matters.
happens?
When they do something good, make sure you reward them. That is the discipline of reward and punishment. When someone has done something nice and positive, give them verbal compliments, and also give them a gift, give them a toy, give them something. Thank you for staying with us up to this time. We are continuing to our second point on parenting small children, and this we are talking about screen time and technology. So how do we protect our children from unwanted content?
If it is possible, you just delete off these other apps. If there is a way, you can just give children those apps which only have cartoons. Yes, and if there is this part of research, give them the part of education only, and you delete off all these other parts.
All the other stuff.
That is it.
So at what age would you allow a child to own maybe a personal device, like a phone, a tablet, a laptop? What do you think is appropriate? Because nowadays children have all these gadgets there on Instagram. So what age do you think we would give a child to own a personal device?
To me, I would feel at the age of 19, because there somebody now understands.
What do you think is the appropriate time children should spend on TV devices, like in a day?
Like maybe an hour, just an hour, so that they can go and rest for school tomorrow, and
Yeah.
also allow them do
Other work.
other work at home. Yes, no,
But it's also important for parents to know that there are some parental control settings whereby you can limit the channels of the TV a child can watch and certain channels they cannot watch. Even in the phone, you can put parental control settings whereby even if they go online, there are some sites they cannot access. Of course, there are channels dedicated for only children of a certain age. Children are not supposed to watch the TV channels adults watch. They cannot be seen to watch the news because there is a lot of violence. Some of that content, however innocent it may seem to an adult,
yes,
it's kind of psychologically torturing to a child to watch. Police has arrested 70. There is a dead body on the streets. It's psychologically traumatizing, however innocent it might look. Most people think the only content dangerous to children is pornographic or immoral.
yes,
But
that is
also
what most
this,
people think. Yes.
graphic violence, um, you know, political kind of unrest, war and stuff. That kind of thing is kind of, psychologically traumatizing to this very young brain. So I think parents should really choose wisely when they are putting in parental control settings and what kind of content they allow their children to get access to. How do we do the emotional bonding and mental health of our children?
Number one is what you have just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, show love to the children. That motherly love,
And fatherly love.
fatherly love, motherly love, fatherly love. Yes.
Yes, I also think it's important for parents to acknowledge that they do not know everything.
Yes.
Parenting is a very big thing.
It is.
I've seen people of good resources and stuff. They even take classes on parenting. They go and study how to parent because knowledge is never ends and learning never ends.
True.
So maybe the way you were parented as a child does not mean you're going to parent your children the same way. So it's important to acknowledge that all of us, no one knows everything. So get some literature on parenting, read books on parenting. You see some parents spend money on alcohol, some useless stuff around. So why not just buy a book of about maybe 10,000, 20,000, put it at home, read about parenting. When you go to YouTube and TikTok, you're watching this and that. Why not watch something that teaches on parenting? Watch some psychology lessons about early childhood development, play therapy and how to handle children. Yes, yes. How do we manage our children's education? Mrs. Ati, I've always told myself that I think I would love to homeschool my children. But every person I tell that idea is like, you're crazy. Christine, you're crazy. I mean,
You would home
homeschooling, like, employing teachers to come and teach them.
This is so interesting.
So, how do you make these decisions with your partner? Like, and what if you don't agree on these matters?
Before you even agree, your partner could be having a school in mind that he wants, and you also, you could be having in your mind that this is the school I want my child
To go to.
go to. If you agree, what are the reasons as to why you take to that school? I would depend on those factors.
So you sit down and discuss the pros and cons of
Exactly.
each of your school in mind.
Yes. Then you also look at the fees structure,
Of course.
the
Location.
affordability, the location. Yes.
At what age would you take a child to boarding school?
To me, I would take a child at 12 years. Yes, at least at 12 years. Because now, by 12 years, I know this person now can look after himself, can keep his things well. Yes, he can bathe, he can wash his uniform, he can take care of himself.
Yeah.
To me, by 12.
By 12 years.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much. I think we need to go to the last part of our video today, which is spiritual and moral and cultural values. We are living in a society of intercultural marriages, interreligious marriages, and with people of different moral backgrounds. So how do you harmonize this?
To me, I would think they will come together and agree on one thing. But if they make disagreements, then the children will just go astray.
Of course.
Yes.
And I also think it's important to discuss these things before people get into.
It
But
is.
now we're living in a society where people just wake up and have children with no plan. They never talked about anything. They just wake up and they have conceived.
Mm.
Now they start questioning later. And then you're a different religion. What? They never talked about it. They never even planned to become parents. So I think if you have not yet gone to that, like you're still in the planning process of marriage, it's important to harmonize these issues way before you
Yes.
get into them, before you get into that marriage, so that you already discussed these issues before. If you feel that it will not work for you, maybe having an intercultural marriage or an interreligious marriage, you could maybe think of getting someone whom you harmonize, whom you share these values, because it can make a very big chaos around the
Very
family.
true. Yes.
It can have a very negative impact on the family to extent of separation and conflict. So I believe that if you've not reached there, maybe it's important to discuss these issues before you consider marrying somebody. And if you're already there, you have already had children with this person, you cannot take it back. Maybe it will be important to, I'm a strong believer in femininity and submission and Christian values. So we are living in a paternalistic society. So as a lady, if you did not make these decisions before you got married, maybe you could consider submitting to the will of the gentleman, so that you don't stay in conflicts for the rest of your life, trying to decide where to go. You could submit and maybe consider, you know, giving in to his beliefs and guidance and culture. You embrace his
Yes.
culture and his cultural background. You become part of his world, and you submit to it because you never discussed this before.
True.
So you just went into something, bumped into it, and now you're already in it. Maybe to avoid lifetime conflicts, you could consider submitting to his kind of beliefs and
So
cultural
that you're on the
background.
same page.
Yeah, to get on the same page. Otherwise, you should have discussed these issues before you entered into it. So yes, thank you so much, viewer. Anything else? Any last remarks?
Oh, thank you, Christine. I don't have any other remarks, but
Mm.
I would really love to thank you so much for hosting me
Yeah.
on this very beautiful show.
And thank you too for accepting to always come to the show whenever I call you upon.
You're welcome.
Thank you for putting aside time to educate the nation. So, thank you so much for staying with us up to the end of the video. Don't miss our next episode about how to parent teenagers. I think this is the most important, most challenging time for everybody.
Very true.
Yes, every parent's nightmare is teenage. But that teenage is very worrisome for every parent. So don't miss our next episode where we shall be talking about parenting teenagers. I'm Christine, and this is Family Foundation Africa. Stay tuned. Bye bye.
Bye.